So, late to the party as usual. Currently, I've got two of these jams ongoing. Uh, Wanted to take a look at the Scream Secrets. This one actually opened today. It's 7 days long, and they were supposed to have posted the actual prompt today. So we're just going to take a quick little look. Again, started earlier today, but I'm going to go ahead and get started now, hopefully, and then it'll all just kind of work from there. So this is Secrets. It's all about a horror game. And we have our prompt: hidden code, forgotten journal, skeleton key, secrets, because that's in the title, literally. Just a horror game. Scream zone. The jams are horror themed. Yep, yep. Make sure it's spooky. Straight up scares, interactive fiction, role playing. So I'm probably going to do another Renpy, hopefully. We shall see how that goes. Um, and then the optional theme. Wait, it's optional. The whole time it was optional. I could have been. Okay, that's fine. Optional thing is it's been there all along. That's all? That's all we get? That's all there is? Uh, it's been there all along. That's it? That is everything? Make sure it's original. I might have to drop out of this one. I don't know. We'll take a look. Planning beforehand is fine. Well, if I knew it was optional, I would have tried to come up with something earlier. Uh, Specific engine, so Renpy is fine. I'm not going to do more than one game. It's 7 days. I basically have this weekend, and I'm still working on the Magical Girl one. Submission period. Probably won't go too gory, because I don't know what... I can't draw that kind of thing anyway. It's too difficult. I would need help. Or 10 years to practice or something. Don't have that time. Contributors... Okay. So this is not gonna go well. I don't even know where to start. It's been there all along. TV tropes. We can go to TV tropes. It's been there all along. And maybe there's something, that would, you never needed a skull, it was inside you all along. Okay. So this is one of those... Okay. Hidden in plain sight, sure. This is not going to give me examples of, what would be useful for the horror purposes. This is turns out you had the power inside you the whole time. There was one related. Let's see. It's been there all along, knew it all along. Let's check out the all along index, because I'm sure it's in here. Accidental truth. Doombot, actually not a vampire, just a dream. Beautiful all along, Catarina character all along. Connected, cosmic horror reveal? That sounds interesting. Let's check that out. Maybe they'll have some ideas. Daydream surprise? That doesn't sound right. Dead all along. Yeah, that one's a... Oh no, we imagined the whole thing. Dead all along? Probably not. Because it's been there is going to fall more along the line of some sort of reveal of the monster. Dying dream, earth all along, little treasure. Fake defector, Rip Van Winkle, it's a fantasy, turns out we always were friends. Oh, that sounds right. The boss of a video game is in the room already, but doesn't show itself until certain triggers are involved. So we'll check out that one too. Original villain was behind the new one all along. It was all Dio the whole time. I don't know if we'll do something like that. Probably did. No. We don't have a Dio. We don't have a story yet. Human was alien all along, no. Individual appears to be monsters, but human, no. Hybrid, hyperlink, inexplicably identical. Something was in this scene all along. We could take a look at that one. It was with you. The hero searches for something only to learn they had it all the whole time. Yeah, yeah. Knew it all along. Map. You had the map the whole time. The narrator was all along. Plot device. Posing as your own victim, like in Saw. Story was in universe play the whole time. Okay. They were real after all. Supernatural creature was really criminal. Yeah. I like this one. Secret keeper. Uh-huh. 2 aliens as 1 character. Unreliable. Okay. I think these three might be the only ones that actually fit with the idea shown here for it's been there all along, because this does imply something of the boss was in the same room the whole time, or it was actually the cosmic horror's fault or something. We're going to take a look at these three and see what we can glean, if anything. Also cosmic horror for last. We'll start over here. Oh, this one's super short. Okay. The call was coming from inside the house. Trope commonly consists of it already being underway. So the audience knows about it, but the player doesn't? That's not going to work. That doesn't work for a video game, really. At least not this particular concept. Let's see if they have video game examples. Oh, they do. Five Nights at Freddy, the can't. Okay, so that's like where the cameras would know, but the player may not notice until later. Lack of proper lighting. Kingdom Hearts. I won't be looking up spoilers. It's okay. That's not quite the same thing. I don't know if I can use that at all. Okay. How about this one? That's no light. It was a space pirate the whole time. Yeah, so something like this might be helpful. If there's some good examples. Expansive room. I still kind of want to use Ren'Py. Something like this might be better for RPG Maker if it looks like it's part of the background and then it moves. I don't know. Because I don't know. We probably could do bosses. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do a horror that also has, like, a battle system involved. That can get kind of complicated, and I can only do this in a weekend, so the least amount of complication is probably better. Empty room until the trap. Drop-in nemesis sounds like an alternate name. No, it would have to have been in the room the whole time. Right behind you. Monstrous scenery. Yeah, that's a overlap there. Says these are all video game examples. Legend of Zelda. Yeah, there are a lot of. That's right. Seems empty, but it's like this was an obvious boss room, then you pass through it a couple times, and eventually it gets used. Action adventure. Survival horror. The ink machine, you've got audio logs. And look at spoilers. So this sounds like you listen to the log and then some kind of boss fight happens. Because subtitles, unlike the other logs. So it plays while you're fighting. Gotcha. The area already changed the wall, but then he breaks free after you get close. The water monster, of course, it's there the whole time, but maybe you pass through the water several times before it actually attacks. Yeah, I think I can think of some examples too. Again, it's all kind of, I don't know. I guess I technically have time, because if I work on, I'd like to have an idea today that I can workshop all tomorrow, Friday, and then in theory, Saturday and Sunday, I'm just working on assets and getting the programming all out of the way. Monday's like cleanup and finalization because I won't have much time. Same for Tuesday, and I think I've got to submit by Wednesday because it opened Thursday. Yeah. So that's how that's going to have to work. I'll keep this tabbed for the moment just because maybe I'll refer back to it. I'll probably remember. It's fine. Cosmic horror reveal. Because this looks related. And I do like Eldritch stuff. And that also lends itself to the idea of I may not necessarily have to do, like, battle system if I can rely on Eldritch type stuff. Yeah, I could do something where it's still like a book system, but it's also technically affecting sanity or something. And then I could do, like, screens with an exploration component. That might be too much work. I'll have to think about that some more. Because I want to keep the scope small, but I still want to work on something that seems fun. Plot is going one way has been abruptly overshadowed by the revelation the setting is merely an infinitesimal fraction of a universe, one that teems with overwhelming otherworldly menace. Okay, yeah. Threat will overshadow the mundane players. Yep. Professional killers are its cultists. Yep. Evil overlord, cosmic keystone. The evil plan to either unleash or is the cosmic horror, maybe accompanied by end of the world as we know it. Okay, so potential reference would be like Bloodborne, obviously, but I was actually thinking Sayano Udo when they were saying end of the world as we know it, because that's one of the more interesting endings of the three. Revelation of the story is truly getting started. This would be the it has only begun. Yep. Genre shift, cosmic horror story. Received a noticeable transfusion. Invading the more traditional settings. Okay. Parasites, yeah, that's nice. This can be tropes or tools. Cheap or shocking for a way for things to get worse. Yep. I don't know. It'll depend if I can work something like that in. It might end up being understated if I do anything like that at all. Genre shift, giant space flea from nowhere. Yeah. Yeah, I can think of some examples. I'm wondering what is a standout from. Okay, so this really is more like just a flavor text thing that serves as like background and lore to kind of help build on whatever horror you're actually going to do. I wish I'd been thinking about this way before this. I didn't know it was going to be optional. Okay. So by and large, this is not quite at home with that trope there for the it's been there all along. It sounds like this is mainly going to be one of those. It's an optional theme because it's one of those include it because it's going to be like the boss was part of the background, or you're in a dark room and once you hit the light source, you'll suddenly realize I wasn't alone. So I can think of a couple things to do that. I don't know if I'll go cosmic or anything. I need to think of something that is going to be nice and narrow in scope, easy enough to do, and short, solid, and just maybe like a couple spoopy little things to toss in there. They said spoopy is fine. Spoopy is, silly, as well as meant to be kind of creepy, but just ooh. I don't know. I think this will work out. Maybe 6 days, 5 hours. Well, I'll see what I can do.
And this Scream Secrets Game Jam was supposed to be a. I was planning to do an update for every day of the 7 days that it would take me approximately to get through this, but that didn't happen. This was all kind of just a breakneck pace. But I did manage to get something done. I thought it was due today. Apparently, there's one more day left, so I stayed up late for nothing, but that's okay. It's done. I'm gonna just crash for a bit. And then I'll just walk you through what's happened in the other time since then. Because day 1 or 0, when it first started, and it turned out that it was a optional theme for It's Been There All Along, and I had no idea what I was doing quite yet, so I just kind of went, I don't know, generic. Haunted house. Why not? It's simple. In theory, I can make a nice point and click Renpy type game, and it should be really simple. My other thought was using RPG Maker, but ran into a bit of a problem with the assets and making things size correctly, and then just a whole can of worms that I just wasn't prepared to potentially address. So I ran right back to Renpy right quick, which involved its own problems, still required assets. At one point, everything looked kind of gross and was just kind of a sketch of what I wanted it to be. At one point, I thought I wanted a computer room. More the fool me, heck no. So went with something else for that particular idea. That got scrapped and replaced. It's fine. Everything in this is fine. It's just been a breakneck 7 days. I did eventually go like black and white sort of theme just because it saves time on coloring that I just can't do. And I still ended up, having. I'm still a little fool who's like, I'm gonna use at least the preset stamps in order to put in some details when everything is just as quickly as I can possibly make it to get made. So a lot went into my little project. It has been submitted finally. That's it. It's there. Submitted. Submitted. Done. I have 1 day to rest. Except not really, but that's neither here nor there. So again, just went super simple. Nothing too offensive or weird. But the competition is steep. Just look at all this. Oh, it's all so beautiful. I'm gonna have to check out some of these. Some of these look like very interesting, so I might have to take a little gander at some of these at some point. Oh, hey, there's me. Oh, hey, does it pop up? It does. There's my little summary with the little. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah. There's definitely some on here that look just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. But I made it. I made a thing. I did it in like a weekend and a couple evenings and way too much time and lack of sleep and so much coffee. So much coffee, it made it into the game. And I'll have to do a quick little let's play walkthrough at some point. Yeah. That's going to be my update for the final day because I guess technically I managed to do it the one evening ahead of time. Okay, so next time doing the game, and then I can actually have a video to update. Oh my goodness. This has taken so much of my life chunk. I joined 5 jams. What was I thinking? Good news is this one's done. Still working on this one for the Magical Girl stuff. And one started while I was not paying attention. So, okay. We'll have to get into that soon. Never mind this one that starts in 3 days. Or this one that's starting in a month. That gives me a little bit of time. But this is 3 days. And this one, okay, I have 2 months when it closes. But still, oh my gosh. What was I thinking? Not good. Not good things. Anyway. Yeah. So guess what? I lied. It was not the last time that I worked on my submission for the Scream Secrets. I wasn't sure about those updates that I was able to make. There was some left content that was just kind of cut, left on the table, and there still is some of that, but the bulk of it that I had wanted to put in, I managed to get done. So look at that. Almost 5 hours to spare by the time that I got it all uploaded and just put on the page. Did not make any updates here, but I now have the 1.1 distribution, which has these different updates. So we're not going to look at the old version. We are definitely going to be looking at the new one, and we will see what little secrets it has to hold. Because I said I'd take a look-see, but the thing is, I'm also pretty sure there aren't going to be many people that would find some of these. Maybe? I don't know. But, you know, little things that I tried. Alright, we'll get into it. Because it was made for the jam, so I used their banner and I had to add an actual scream, because duh. Yeah. And this is just proof I have no idea what I'm doing. So, we've got our usual stuff. We can start the game, load if you have a save. Preferences include just the basic stuff as usual. Did finally manage to get these squared away so that it lowers itself automatically instead of, hopefully, it won't blow out someone's eardrums. That is the hope. We'll see how well that works. And then I have this little section for secrets found. We're going to take a quick gander at the about. So that's where we have, we can actually go look and play at the credits at some point. This is going to end up being your replay button, but the credits are going to be available from the about page there. Made with RenP, obviously. I included a quick little summary that is also on the itch page, and I have a warnings list of just, you know, basic stuff, giant spider, dark spaces, skeletons, basements, you know, just the usual haunted house shenaniganry going on here. And then we have a secrets found section, and there's probably more that I could add to this list, but this was one of the places that I did not update. So the rest is all just going to be a nice surprise of the 13 different endings that you can get. But there's technically 8 secrets. You can't see as easily here. There is technically a divider between. I could probably have figured something else about the spacing, but oh well. there's 8 secrets to find. Some of them are kind of related to each other. Like, once you find one, the others will kind of snowball from there. But, anyway, it's just a quick little thing to say, hey, it's for Scream Secrets, it's got some secrets, and you can unlock and find them if you explored the house adequately and stuff. So, we're just going to take a quick little look. My name is Alvarez. And we have our nice little setup here going on. Note, letter asking you to come back. You're supposed to be doing some chores for the family while they're away. Anyway, there's some different stuff going on here, some different things if you ever care to read about it, but it's not that interesting. We have the nice house, we have it raining, so we're going to have this nice ambient rain sound in the background going most of the game, so get used to that. And most of the story is going to be told through sound effects, as you can probably tell. Went with very minimalist gray because it fits thematically, not because I couldn't be bothered to do coloring when I was already pressed for time and trying to do art as quickly as possible to get things done. No, of course not. Why would you think that? So we got our little list of chores and things, which is ostensibly what you are supposed to do to progress the game and get, like, normal stuff done. There's an option to go look at the front door. We can't leave quite yet. There are things that you can do in the game to make it so that you can just turn around and leave. But there's a fairly, not so limited list, but there's a couple things you can do. And the other thing you can do at the front door here is you can check your chore list to see what's completed. And as you complete tasks, they will actually cross off here, and you can get little hints if you really, really need it. But hopefully everything's pretty self-explanatory. I tried not to be too hand-holdy with the information, but at the same time, it's, every new thing will give you a small prompt of what you're supposed to go do next, although it's really up to you, honestly. And isn't it more interesting to go with the path less traveled? Nah, we're good. We don't need any hints. We're good. So there is a piano we can check out. Kitchen, library, go to the backyard. The basement, for spooks, of course. We've got the backyard. There's actually stuff to do here. And you kind of have to look around, because there may or may not be easy enough to find type stuff. Most of them are, like, if it's on the task list, and they talked about it, then it'll more or less tell you where you need to go, what you need to do. So, just fun things. And things people may not know as much about. Like, if there's one thing that I expect people not to get, there's the attic. We don't have the key yet, though. It's got a little padlock hanging on it. Don't know how that works. Just go with me on this. The attic is locked. There is a study over here that has its very own door. And, how many people are just gonna keep trying the door, I wonder? It's not like it's compulsion or anything. I mean, third time's the charm. Okay, maybe third time is not the charm. But, you know, sometimes some people should be persistent. You know, just a little bit, because sometimes that's convenient. Sometimes good things happen to those who will just keep trying the same thing over and over, hoping for a different result, because, you know, maybe you are doing something a little differently. Maybe you're loosening the grease. Maybe the hinges just need a little oiling, you know? So, at some point, you are rewarded. And we can try the door. So, that's one of the secrets that is available to unlock. And there's a couple other things that we can do. Checking the bookcase, for example. You can't read it at this stage. There is actually another way that probably should have gone on the secrets list, because you can actually There is something that you can particularly trigger in order to be able to read the books, both here on the bookcase, or at least a summary on them, and then small passages for the ones that are in the library. Because obviously, if there's a library, there should be books that you can read, right? So, except for the fact that we're in a haunted mansion where, for the most part, we can't read them, but there is a way that you can if you follow certain procedures. And that was one of our endings. But don't worry, it doesn't happen all the time. I don't know how many people are going to save scum that. But anyway. Because the prompt was, it was there all along. And it was a secret, because you weren't technically supposed to get in there. You see what I mean as far as things snowballing, though? And that's that you got one ending, 3 of 13. So there's 13 possible endings. Technically, there's a couple endings that have a couple variants on them. They are not counted as a separate ending. It goes like ending 4, 1 of 2, or 1 of 3 type thing. But it's all just variants of more or less the same thing of what you're actually accomplishing in that ending. So, in that one, you got attacked by a giant spider. Things didn't go well, huh? Oh, and just in case you didn't visit the kitchen in order to get coffee, because, coffee's actually important in this. And in the update, I did actually elect to make the decision, because you wouldn't know this unless you get, like, a very particular ending for what inexplicably seems like no reason, but, the coffee will actually restore your sanity. That's right, did you know you had a sanity meter in this? You do. You also have a health bar. Guess how well that goes for you. And I don't tell anyone about it. So I think I met the thing for secrets in this, at least. Then I went ahead and credited everything that I got from Pixabay, pretty much. And that was not too bad, because basically as things came up and as I used sounds, I just recorded what I had there. So it's like names, artist. A lot of them are actually from Pixabay itself. Like, they're listed as that is the maker on the Pixabay website. And I've also got the links, clearly. So yeah, if there happens to be like a sound effect that someone's like, ooh, I want that, you can go grab it. It's fine. It's there. Everything is open source and royalty free, hopefully, and everything's fine. I also went the route of being mostly ambient music, except for, a couple places. The ending theme, for example, is like this music box thing. But by going mostly ambient and sound effects, the idea is we're creating kind of that horror atmosphere, but also it's a little simpler for me than trying to mess with music and finding the right tone to strike when it's literally, I don't know, haunted house exploration. It seemed right, but also it ended up being pretty simple, because then it was just like, hey, I don't have to worry about adding background music for different places. It's literally just stingers and different sounds that would be made by the things in the room or that you encounter. So it's all good there. Yep. Secrets found. There was a spider, and the study is unlocked. Let's go look at some more. Still a Varus. And we're just gonna click through. So we can go ahead and get started. So, this, for example, obviously if there's a piano, we need to play it. And that did not go well for us. But you know what? We can't leave well enough alone. Yeah, we can just keep doing this. There's actually other things in the house that will also drain your sanity like this. So, for example, a couple of these have, like, windows that you can look at. So we can look at a window, and all the windows are dangerous, potentially. Yep. There's other things that will, like, instantly kill you, other things that are pretty harmless. This is just a bathtub, you don't need it right now. But there is a part where you might need it, maybe, if you would like. If it, you know... I don't remember if I made that a death condition or not at this point, actually. It's been a whirlwind week putting this together, but, it's all good. It's all good. It'll work out eventually. But we're gonna do this a couple more times because we didn't, learn our lesson at all. So, you know, obviously the answer is just keep practicing that piano and then everything will be fine. So... one more time. You know, just for old time's sake. It's fine. Hey, hey. Ouch. It's all good. It's all good, though. So, that was like 5 times. And I think... Yep. So then you move, which, triggers, you know, everything. And you just have a hopeless state because your sanity has been drained. Oh, woe is you. Oh, the woe. However, yeah, you don't actually have that much, in the way of timing that you can do for that, so it's... I think it's like 5 times or something like that. You probably could count if you went back in the video, but anyway. The interesting thing is, however, if we go to... We're gonna do this all again. We're gonna try this again with, number 1. Sorry, we're speeding through so the sounds are not gonna match too well. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. And because 5 will get us killed, we're actually gonna go and take a quick break and make the coffee. Because there's a coffee maker. And this is literally the thing that kind of got through me the whole game jam process, and probably will conceivably for the entire future. Had a lot of fun putting all this together. Yeah. We're gonna drink it! Because guess what that means? It means if we go back and we play the piano for what would be the 5th time, and everything goes wrong, and we lose some more of our sanity, and then if we do change places, we're still totally fine. We can still go places. Because guess what? The coffee restores your sanity. It will literally save your life. You know, if you know about it. Technically, that should probably also go on the secrets list, but whatever. I don't think anyone... I don't know. It's hard when it's one of those invisible things. Like, again, more things that I'm thinking about as I'm going through and trying to showcase what I did, and then thinking about it out loud, and then going through in my head and realizing, yeah, maybe, I mean, it kind of gets in the way of some of these bubbles and some of the text that can come up with the bubbles, but, like if there was a bar or a number somewhere that was just hanging out to let you know, here's where your health is, here's where your, sanity is, then, you know, you have stuff that you can do that way. So let's see. Other secrets were... Well, once you get into the study, you can poke around a little bit more. There's more stuff to find there. I think some of them may only be reachable under certain endings. Let's see. I think there's one in the bathroom. And some of these are random chance as far as whether you'll encounter them or not. You still should, though. There we go. Yay! Another secret. So that brings us to 3. there's obviously more. And again, there's even more that I did not add to the list, so whoopsie daisy. Here's one that I didn't add to the list, and this is part of the 1.1 update that I was able to implement, so it's more recent in my memory as far as things that I went ahead and implemented and made sure more or less worked correctly. At least when I play tested. Fingers crossed that it works for everyone else. If you check the little altar here, there is something called a shorthand cipher, which is probably the incorrect name for the thing that I have in mind, but there was so much in this that I just kind of did not look up too much about. I mean, in theory, research should go into absolutely everything, but again, I was really coming up to the wire. I wasn't even sure I would get done with that part today, so I just kind of winged it, and I kind of haven't gone back and, like, checked for some of the details to be like, is that really the right thing that I called the thing? Oh well, it'll be alright. You more or less know what it is. We can take it with us, because, hey, that could come in handy. And if there's anything we know about a cipher, that should be used on, like, books. Now, we know there's books in the study, but you know where else we know that there's books? The library, for sure, right? Don't mind about, the state of things. What skeleton? I don't see a skeleton. You're being silly. This is a library. We're gonna check some books. And you see, the books are in a language, that they can't initially read. So if you'd gone down here and checked before you got the cipher, you couldn't read it. But now you can. Now you can take a look at the different works and actually read them. So this is one that has specifically to do with sigils. So once we've read that, all the maps gain... There we go. You can now change the sigils. And you need to change every single one in the house for a very specific ending. Oh yeah, and, you know, going back to the chores list, you know, this, all-important, chores list that is totally the thing that you should be doing, except, you know, we know better. We can check out, we can get some different stuff. And you may notice that there was, I don't know, was there an important note there on the chore list, I wonder? Was there something important about all this? I mean, we've got the bird seed. That's basically the first thing on the list, right? Yeah, of course it is. We know best. We know the best possible thing that there is to be doing. So, we're gonna go back where we saw this in the outer yard, because this is clearly where the bird feeder is, and we've got some bird seeds, so you know what? I don't know why we're doing this in the rain, but let's go ahead and do it. We're gonna do the bird seed. Alright, chore number 1 done. And some stuff happened. Ending 1 of 13. I almost don't need to even read any of the text. So much of the story can easily be gleaned from the sound effects and stuff. Like, I'm pretty happy with that part, honestly. Like, I haven't had to read anything going through. You guys can all kind of get the gist just from some visual cues and from some sounds. So, yeah. I don't know. It's getting kind of late. Again, it was with just, like, a few hours out from the, Scream Jam type thing. But it is posted. It's silly and dinky, but I'm pretty happy, all things considered. There's more things that I could fix, obviously, some things that were still left on the cutting room table. But hey, I did it. It's within that time frame that's so very important. It is submitted, and I'm gonna pretend I'm gonna feel accomplished about this. I'm allowed to do that, at least for a little while. At least for a little tiny while when I did a thing. So, anyway. Hopefully, you enjoyed this little journey on a game jam that took 1 week with me. And thanks so much for watching. Bye.